What if you liked your voice, the sound of your voice? Not just that you liked singing, but what if you liked your voice? I'm posing this as an actual question. If you're one of my students, you may have been in a conversation with me about this at some point in lessons. And the reason I want to pose it as a question, and it truly is a question, not a commandment, because I think it's very normal to feel self-conscious about our voices, to listen back to recordings and go, oh, I can't, stand to hear that part where I'm not happy with a note or a sound, or I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. Of course, that's really relatable, and we're on a lifelong journey as artists. But the flip side of that is when it starts to really be the thief of joy. And that's a lot of time potentially that we might be spending across years and decades of our lives singing, committing time to this art form and liking to sing, but having a strong dislike of our own voices. And it has gotten to the point where it is really normalized that we don't like our voices, to the point where it's almost radical that you might be able to listen to your voice and like something that you hear or like a lot of what you hear. And I think that's a really interesting and somewhat sad place that we've reached. And I wonder, what is it that we're cultivating as singers and as voice teachers and as choral music educators that is leading to this? Because of course, whatever feelings you have about your voice are valid and understandable, and it's normal to have ups and downs in how we feel. But it's also, I think, important to ask some questions about what would happen if it was possible, what would open up to you if you liked your voice? And would it be possible to sometimes like your voice? And to live in that space of curiosity and of that being an actual possibility and not something that is waiting until some future time. Because I think usually the answer is, well, I would like my voice except XYZ thing that's not going super well, maybe in my technique. And I got news for you. You're always going to have things that you want to do more or differently or more skillfully in your technique. I mean, that's just being a singer. And your body is going to change. You're going to go through life changes. You're going to fall out of practice. You're going to come back to practice and retool things. Something that used to work for you maybe is not serving you anymore, right? That's going to happen throughout your whole life. So if we're waiting for some magic moment of perfect technique to be able to appreciate things and feel a sense of joy and trust and love in our voice, then we're going to be waiting a long time. And I feel like there's a certain amount of suffering in there that seems very concerning to me when it comes to this art form. And that it's become so normal to dislike our voices that it would almost be considered maybe looked on as, being pompous or something, or we might feel like it would be pompous if we were to say, I like the sound of my voice. So then that kind of might even feed this continuing that we feel like we can't say that without looking snobby, and nobody wants to look snobby, right? So I open that up as a question, what if you liked your voice? What if that was possible? And if you're somebody who listens back to recordings, and if you are, congratulations. I know it's very challenging to do. I find it challenging myself. I'd like to encourage you, in addition to listening for the things you'd like to change and improve, to listen for 2 to 3 things that you like. And I'd also like to challenge you to make them things about your voice itself. While it's wonderful to notice the things that are going well in our facial expressions, our acting, our diction and things like that, and those are part of singing, it is often the actual sound we're making and the actual facility with our vocal technique that we find the hardest to articulate things that are positive. And I just want to open up that it's possible to be on a lifelong journey and not just to love the process of singing, but to love the sound you're making. And what might open up to you? I'm curious. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm very curious about this. And I want to open up a space where it's okay to have any feelings about our voices, to have critical feelings, to have vulnerable feelings, and also to have joyful feelings and feelings of self-worth. I would like us all to be able to have those feelings as well and to be able to express them in a safe place. And I'm a person you can express those to if you're feeling like that maybe is difficult to do with some other folks in your circle because you maybe have some of these concerns. So let me know what you think, and I hope you have a good day.